Hey, you guys, thanks for tuning into The Mix, where all of our topics here are shaken and not stirred.
Right.
So because this is our first show today, all of our topics are going to be talking about the first of any and everything. So because we didn't prepare these cards and our topics today, we're going to be just as surprised as you are. So how about we start shaking up these drinks and start with these topics? Okay?
Let's go for it.
All right. So who wants to do the honors?
I think you should go first.
There you
Well,
go.
there it is. So,
First topic.
my first date. I'm young, but I've been on plenty dates. I have to think of when my first real date was. Trust me, I don't live a promiscuous life, so when I'm thinking, I'm just thinking about my first real date. I think my first real date would have to be my first real relationship. It was actually here in Vegas. As I remember, I know this is going to sound cheesy, but it was at Jerry Nuggets at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was very spontaneous. We sat there and we talked for hours and hours and hours, almost until the sun came up. And it was one of those things that lasted so long that we didn't split after that. Like, we just kind of went forward. And of course, that first date turned into plenty of dates. Actually, 3 years of dates.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my first date. What about you guys? Any first dates?
My first date was actually my first real date. I was 18, many moons ago. I had just gotten my car, and so it was with a girl too, actually. Me being an only child, I guess I'm kind of selfish, and so at the end of the date, I expected her to pay because I didn't want to pay for it. So my whole life had been paid for, so the check came, and I just kind of sat there, like, okay, it's over. So that was that. It was a disaster. I never heard from her again after that.
All right. I think we're ready for the next.
I don't think this was ever been on a real first date. So we'll skip over him with that one. And because we skipped you, we're going to start with you.
All right. I'm kind of nervous about these topics now.
No, don't be. I'm sure they won't harm us.
There's one first that I'm really not wanting to get. Oh.
The first one night stand. Oh my God. Good luck.
This was part of what I didn't want to get.
Child, we've all had them in our adult.
But I'm going to be quite
lives.
honest. It is very shocking to many people. I have never had a one night stand
Really?
in my
Go
life.
into that.
Well, no, well,
I'm
I can
not-
really believe that.
I'm not the type of person to, really like sleep around. I don't judge people.
I was going to say, are you judging me?
To each their own.
I was going to say, some of us have plenty of one night stands.
To each their own. Honestly, I feel like everyone's different. Everyone has their own perspective on relationships and life, and I'm just not that type of person.
Right.
I'm a very, I feel, monogamous person, and I only care to date.
Save
with
yourself.
people.
I love that. So,
Well, I myself am not that type of person. So, I've had my share, and I'm considerably older than you two.
and being considerably over, that means there's considerably a lot of numbers. I'm sure a lot of one night stands.
But I look at men like cars. Okay, so you go and you test drive your car to see if you really like the car or not.
I completely agree with you on that in regards to testing. I feel like you can test before you actually get into a relationship. I personally, I'm not a virgin, so I won't lie about that. But as far as dating someone, I won't date them unless I feel like I'm fully aware of what I'm getting myself into, which would include the sexual aspect of the relationship. But I'm not going to sleep with them on the first date just to find
If I may, though, where would you go if you had to find a one night stand? Your first one night stand.
Where would I go?
And don't tell me the typical club.
Oh my gosh, where would I go? I would probably go to someone I knew. I don't know.
But that would defeat the purpose of a one night stand, because usually, I think we all have our own idea of what a one night stand
maybe
is.
at the gym, maybe a gym.
Okay,
I go
that
to the
makes
gym a
that
lot,
makes sense. I can
so,
see that tied to
you.
Well, my first one night stand.
In a long time.
My first one night stand. I don't think you guys will be surprised by this. Was actually on Craigslist.
You can find a one night stand on Craigslist.
I was hanging out with some friends. Don't judge me, because I'm more so like him. But I think we all need our list of experiences. I was hanging out with some friends, and I found out that there was this really, really cool section on Craigslist where, look, stop it, where you can go on and you can find hookups. And the type of things that people were writing, like they were very descriptive, it kind of intrigued me. And I kind of, on my own personal time, I kind of like, ventured off and did my own thing. But that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. Moving on from one night stands,
Right.
we will talk about our next first time.
Oh Lord.
Aw.
I would get this one.
Aw.
Being that I'm older than you guys, it's surprisingly that I have had my first heartbreak recently. I've dated a lot of men, but I haven't really been in a lot of relationships that I would consider, a relationship that you're my boyfriend, I'm your boyfriend. However, this was one of the real ones that I felt that more recently, it was like maybe a year ago. I've been single now for a year. Well, I'd say single for a year now, and it was a year ago, and we were dating and we were building a life together. He had a daughter. I got a bigger car because of that, and we were building a house. It takes 100 days to build a house. We stopped construction on the house. I'm not a person that takes infidelity lightly. I think that if you're in a supposedly monogamous relationship, that should just be that.
You know what? It's very unfortunate. Well, I can't say unfortunate. I think it's something everyone may have gone through. So I can say that I have. And I'll honestly say I've only been in one serious relationship my entire life. So I dated my ex for 3.5 years. My ex is European, so we met here. We were together here for years. He ended up moving back home for college and school, and we didn't know how we were going to be able to work that out after college, after graduation. So, at times, I've never really said this before, but I'll share this with you guys. I kind of feel like he may have been the one that got away.
So did you let him get away, or?
At the time, we were both in college, both young. And it's something that we obviously cared about each other. We were together for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. So it's something that I really took serious, and someone I thought I was going to be with for forever. But years later, after we've broken up, we still talk and we're still friends. But I still kind of feel like...
I feel like in a lot of relationships that we go through, we try to hold on when some force is getting us apart from each other.
Well, really, you can let go, but your heart still holds on.
Right.
Well, personally, my first heartbreak was when Destiny Child broke up. To this day, I'm a huge fan of theirs. No one said it had to be on relationships. They just said first heartbreak. So my first heartbreak was definitely when Destiny Child broke up. Going back all the way back to young gay Chris to now gay Chris, I still jam out to their tunes.
Well, no, I said that they broke up.
Yeah, they're still together.
No. What's the last?
Just dismembered.
Say yes,
Super
don't
Bowl,
count.
Super Bowl.
say yes, don't count.
Super Bowl.
Alrighty, so it's back on me. Rotation's back on me. First kiss. I think our first kiss was always in elementary school.
My first real kiss was in high school.
Okay.
I've dated, I guess, a few people. I consider myself to have only had one serious relationship, but of course before then, you're kind of figuring out the whole dating thing, teenager, young guy. So yeah, it was definitely in high school, probably on school campus, in a bathroom.
I can say your parents must be really proud of you. I can say they really are proud of you.
Of what they know, absolutely. All right.
Am I the only one hot in here?
No, child, I thought I was going
Probably
through
the
the change.
sweater dress I got on.
I thought I was going through the change.
Lovely. Okay.
First boyfriend.
I think we kind of briefly touched topic on that.
We did.
Only one serious relationship. That was in high school. We met. He was a foreign exchange student. I met my senior year of high school. We dated throughout college years. So the same one I kind of feel may have slipped away. But
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Child, I don't even remember.
That plays into the consensually old apartment, the well-seasoned, very established.
In my life now, I'm just in a space of positivity, so old negative energy, I just don't even remember. It just kind of merges all together.
Well, my first boyfriend was 14 years old. I was living in Moreno Valley, California at the time. Excuse me. His name was Desmond, and yeah, he is the reason why I'm so comfortable now. That was my first boyfriend.
It's cute.
Yeah, it was a lot of first experiences too. We don't want to touch base on.
Child. first fight.
Girl, you get out. Girl, you get out.
Mine was most recently, really recent actually. I was at a gay and lesbian picnic at the some park, North Las Vegas, no doubt. And some disgruntled homosexual had an issue with me, and I was trying to get clarification as I normally do, and he hauled off and hit me, and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And that was my first fight. I usually try to conduct myself with a certain dignity in class.
As you should.
And I do not condone violence whatsoever, so I wanted to get clarification on what the issue was. But some people just don't take well to logic, so you have to resolve.
Well, you're a gay wrestler, so you've been in plenty of fights. Can you remember your first fight?
I would say probably junior high school. I've gotten suspended from school a few times for fighting with people who didn't like me, and I just wouldn't take their bullshit. So
I can see that. Alrighty, our first sexual encounter. First sexual encounter. I was 14 years old. It was with my first boyfriend in the middle of my hallway. My stepdad was downstairs. He whipped it out, and you know what happened next.
Why you always you turn your head to me? You be like, oh. Next, my first sexual encounter was in the back of my dad's BMW at the skating ring.
Skate Depot, World on Wheels. Oh, you Vegas, Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace. Okay. Yeah, it was on Rancho.
Oh, okay. First sexual experience. I was almost 19. Yeah, with my ex at home. So it was kind of.
We've got to meet his parents. We have to meet his parents.
Well, they don't know so much.
We need to be. He's so right.
First drunken night. I have never had a drunken night.
Really?
Never.
Oh. I don't drink, so
They make me look like a drunk. Okay, so my first drunken night was actually my going away party when I was moving here. This was May 23rd, back in 2010 or 2011, and I got shit-faced. I had never been drunk before. It was my first time. I get really, really goofy, and then I just pass out.
So that was like a fun drunk.
Yeah, I am a fun drunk. I'm a fun drunk.
Fun drunks are good.
Do the honors.
First bad breakup. We're gonna get tired of hearing me say this, but I've only had one serious relationship, and it did not end horrible. It was because of distance. That's why we broke up. So I can't really say a bad breakup because I don't consider everyone else who were kind of irrelevant as breakups.
I've never had a bad breakup. Well, my first heartbreak was a pretty bad breakup, but I feel like if you're gonna break up, it's for the better. And
correct.
So that's how I feel.
I haven't had many of these. I did have one bad breakup, or one heartbreaking breakup. It was most recently. I lost, the love of my life to another person, and it was pretty detrimental to me. It was a lot to cope with, but with the support of my friends and my family, I was able to get through it, and I kind of thank the relationship because it has a lot to do with who I am today. And it's just one of those type of things where you just realize not all good things last forever, and sometimes your plan doesn't match the plan of the Lord's, and I was okay with that. To this day, we're still really, really good friends. We do keep in contact. It didn't hurt me to where I felt damaged and couldn't stay in contact. But that would happen to be my first bad breakup, and that was about a year ago. Yeah. So looks like we have an empty container. Oh, drunken night. We have an empty container, which means that we are done for all of our first times. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Again, I'm Ade.
I'm Stephen.
Michael James.
And I hope you guys tune in with us next week, where we'll be talking about a worldwide range of topics.
I'm a worldwide woman.
Worldwide woman. You guys here on The Mix, where everything is shaken and not stirred. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.